What is up, everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today we're going to take a look at this month's legendary hero. Now, before I start the video, I just want to quickly say that I am dealing with some allergies right now, so I'm not feeling the best. So I apologize if I don't sound like normal, I guess. But yeah, I am dealing with some annoying allergies at the moment, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, this legendary hero this month is female Alear, and she is pretty crazy, honestly. Pretty unique and brings some new things to the table. Alear is, obviously the main lord and the main protagonist of Fire Emblem Engage, and I honestly like them more than I thought I would when I played Engage, and Engage was a fun time. But yeah, Alear is here, and it's pretty surprising, honestly. I mean, we knew it was gonna happen. I just didn't expect it to happen this soon, because Engage did just come out this year. Yeah, here she is, and she does, as you can see right here, she is wielding, or at least carrying the scrolls, which is part of her class, her Divine Dragon class. She can wield scrolls, the martial arts art scrolls. They're not exactly gauntlets, they're different than gauntlets, but they kind of function the same way, where you can basically throw hands. And Alear here is one of the few characters in the game that actually throws hands and attacks that with something that isn't really like a weapon, like a tome or a sword, But yeah, even though it is, you can see the scroll here, it's not exactly scrolls. I know some people wanted, especially like Balthus when he was introduced, people wanted gauntlets to come into the game. We've never had that, but Alear here is pretty much the closest thing to it. So as you can see, she is a fire legendary pair-up hero. Her art is pretty much the same design, I think, besides the scroll, obviously. I don't think she has this on her base version, and she has this green aura around her. And she is a green infantry dragon, so she's not bringing a new weapon type. So sorry to disappoint if you wanted a new weapon type, but still, it does have some elements from the scrolls, which we'll get into. But yeah, she's a green infantry dragon, and I'm glad she's not another sword. And as you can see, she does quad. So Dragon's Fist is 11 might melee weapon that gives her -1 special cooldown. Unit attacks twice even if the foe attacks. And at the start of combat, she deals or grants plus $5 stats and inflicts a debuff to all the stats on the foe during combat equal to the number of allies from distinct titles within 3 spaces of her. So ideally, just like with male Alear and female Alear, you want to use different characters from different games, because that's the whole thing with Engage, is there's a bunch of characters from different games. So that is going to play into that, and it's similar playstyle with their weapon. And then also, it reduces damage from area effect specials and foes' first attack during combat by 40%. So first attack meaning only the first strike. For effects that grant units attack twice, it means the first and second strikes. And also, if the foe's range is equal to 2, you have the adaptive damage, which all other dragon breaths have. So even though it is have that adaptive damage, it kind of doesn't really work like a dragon breath, because I'm trying to think, is there really any dragon breaths or dragons that have brave effects? I don't think I can think of any of them. Well, there might be a few. But either way, Alear here is pretty unique with the Dragon's Fist, because it does have the art scroll basically in it, even though it's not an actual scroll weapon. And then she comes with the Dragon Blast, which is a 3 cooldown special, which is going to be reduced down to 2. And I'm pretty sure this is her PRF. I know some people might think this is inheritable, but I'm kind of hoping it's not, because this would be kind of crazy as inheritable. So maybe it'd be inheritable to dragons, but I think it's a PRF because the rest of her kit is inheritable. So this is going to be her pretty much special signature skill that outside of her weapon that every legendary, I'm pretty sure, has. So Dragon Blast boosts special damage by 50% of unit speed, which is crazy because Alear here can get very, very fast. And if unit is on a team with a support partner, when units or unit special support, I can't even talk. When units or unit support partners special triggers, neutralizes, reduces damage by X. So basically, you have Deadeye built in. You can stop the damage reduction, and if units within 3 spaces of their support partner and unit or foe special is ready or triggered before or during this combat, you also reduce damage from the foe's next attack by 40%. So on top of the 40% damage reduction you get on the first attack, this is gonna couple nicely. So Dragon Blast is pretty good for sure, because I'm pretty sure out of any kind of speed-based special, this might be the most damage that you can get, because Vital Astra is what, 30% of speed? Regular Astra is like 40, and now Dragon Blast is 50. I'm pretty sure that's the highest when it comes to speed-based specials, so that's pretty crazy. Then she comes with Attack Speed Finish, which of course is going to synergize perfectly with her weapon. No C Disrupt 4, which is nice to see. That's going to be on another unit besides Legendary Guinevere, and that's going to help her just counterattack against everything. And then also she comes with a new skill, Attack Speed Pledge. So this is basically special charges. So like Oath skills provide you the teleportation. This one gives you special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack during combat for 1 turn, and also you get an extra attack speed +3. So this is a really, really good skill, because you don't have to run Heavy Blade or rely on other units to get special charges, right? So this is definitely going to be a pretty sought after skill. I mean, C skills is competitive, you have Oath and stuff, but it is allowed on infantry units. We'll have to see what kind of restrictions are on it. But attack speed pledge is perfect for Alear because she wants to trigger Dragon Blast to just pierce through tanks and stuff. So yeah, Alear here is pretty much like a dragon that can throw hands and punch you in the face. There's only a few units in the game that actually punch, like in their animation. Obviously Alear here for Mortis. If you've seen for Mortis' animation, it's hilarious. He just smacks and just punches the shit out of you. And then not legendary. Fallen Edelgard also does the same, I think. But I'm trying to think of any other characters that actually punch, and I think those are the only three. I might be wrong, but those are the three I can think of right now. So Alear is rather unique as not only a dragon, but also as a combat unit with her punches. So she's a really cool legendary hero. I'd love to get a copy of her because just having a one-off copy, having that brave weapon is going to help a lot and just kill everything that you can, or kill most things, because even if she can't, she can trigger Dragon Blast and then just blast them. So here she is killing the red Manakee, also dealing with Embla. Embla is not even going to be able to do much because of damage reduction, even having a triangle advantage, and then the Dragon Blast is going to blast her to smithereens. So that is legendary female Alear. Pretty cool. I like the addition. I like how they implemented her. Okay, so looking at the rest of the units on the banner, we have Ashira, Note, legendary Faye, legendary Ninian. We have Embla, we have Lucia, we have legendary male Robin, Rearm Tana, Cyrene, Base Rhea, and Fallen Ananko. So a pretty decent banner. There are a few units on here that are kind of undesirable for a lot of people. Looking at Cyrene, because Cyrene's fodder isn't the greatest. You know, Pegasus Flight 4 has been kind of outclassed by Guard Bearing 4 in my opinion. So her fodder is not the greatest, her weapon isn't the greatest either. Arcane Devourer is pretty much like a better version of it. And then also we have Lucia in the red and Embla, who are great units. Lucia is still one of the better sword infantries, for sure, even though Diamond exists, but she's still pretty good. And I think she ignores like Flared Sparrow terrain, I hope she does, because her weapon does say she does stop terrain, so hopefully she stops it, like, or she doesn't care about it like Canadian Lynn does. But yeah, red has some good units, but Cyrene kind of drags down the value, unfortunately. So red's probably the worst color here. But in the green, which is probably the best color, we have obviously Alear, who's one of the best nukes in the game, hitting very, very hard with Dragon Blast and just her weapon that does so much damage and can quad. And then you have Legendary Ninian, who's one of the best dancers in the game, and Legendary Male Robin, who's super obnoxious with the grand strategy and all his Unity shenanigan. Man, they need to make a Unity counter because Legendary Robin is insane. But yeah, green is definitely the best color. So if you're going for any of those merges or any of those units, green is really the way to go. Just good luck trying to get the stones for it. Blue has Note, Legendary Fae, who are two units that really don't see as much use these days. I guess Legendary Fae is probably least used. Note still has use with Pathfinder, and definitely could be useful for that. But you don't see her as much as she used to be, because there's more dark mythics that are they give her competition, but she's still pretty good, and high investment. She can be a pretty good tank and frontliner. And then Fallen Anakos is one of the better save tanks, one of the better near save tanks, should I say, as a dragon, because there isn't that many like dragons that can get really, really fast as a near saver, and he's one of the few that can. So he can be kind of, I think he's kind of underrated, but you don't see him that much because I guess he's not super popular, and also Savvy Fighter 4 is, you know, he's the only unit with it right now, which I kind of want to pull for him because I want to give it to my Winter Hilda. Fade does not let me save orbs anymore, but yeah, blue's a decent color for sure. And then the color list, we have Ashira, Base Rhea, and Rearm Tana. Rearm Tana provides Guidance 4 and Arcane Nostron, which is amazing value. And as the unit herself, she's a pretty good flyer because she does have a PRFB skill. But Guidance 4 is insane. It's a crack skill. It's kind of stupid. It's really, really fun when you're using it, but really not fun to face it. But yeah, Guidance 4 is definitely going to incentivize people to pull, because I definitely want a Tana myself. I've never pulled for her on the original banner. Ashira, she's an okay mythic. She's not like terrible, but she's not amazing. She's definitely waiting for a remix or a find, but she does have no panic, which can help in certain matchups and certain maps. That can be helpful, but overall there's better Astro mythics. And then Base Rhea, who's a pretty good dragon, but I think the most notable thing about her, if you're not a huge Rhea fan, obviously, is the Attack Res Scowl, which is the only unit with it right now. And Attack Res Scowl is a prime time skill for a lot of dragons, like Nagi, for example, or other dragons that don't have like the Tiki effect with the decharging. So Attack Res Scowl is pretty good. So colorless is probably the second best color, I'd say. Then blue, and then red. So green being the best. So green, colorless, blue, and then red. Those are the colors I'd rank for this legendary banner. So yeah, that is the legendary banner. There is a few duds. It's not the greatest one overall, but it does have some very coveted skills like the Scowl skill, Guidance 4, Savvy Fighter 4. And I'm kind of tempted to pull on it, but I do like legendary Alear. Like I said, I like the way they're implemented, but I can understand why some people may not like it because they didn't really commit to a new weapon type and they didn't even give her a dragon form, which can kind of be disappointing. People want to see her transform, which she does not. But I still like it because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like adding a new weapon type at this point in the game would be kind of, it would obviously make things interesting, right? But I feel like maybe Intelligent Systems thinking, you know, the game's already complicated as it is, it's already very deep, so adding a new weapon type, because art scrolls and engage, the way they work is I think they're effective, they work the best against like bows and daggers, if I remember correctly. So if that's the case, then you would have to make, if they did commit to a scroll weapon type, then first of all, there wouldn't be that many units who can use it. Second of all, you would have to give bows a weakness, and maybe they just don't want to do that. Even though most bows are not going to be countering up close, I guess. Either way, maybe Intelligent Systems just thinking they don't want to deal with that right now. Maybe it's laziness, but I'm fine with it. I was never in the camp of I want gauntlets to be in the game. But I still like the way they implemented the scroll, even though she doesn't actually use them technically. Because she's still a dragon unit, right? So she's still going to be slayed by Falchion and stuff, but I still like it, but I can understand why some people may not like it. And I still like Dragon Blast as well. That's a really cool special because that is her signature skill in Engage, and the fact that she can give the special, or the damage reduction piercing to her allies is huge because that's going to help. Not only is she a nuke, but she can also at least provide that kind of support, which is really cool because I don't think that's not been on anyone else. That's the first in FEH. So Alear has that niche of being able to not only pierce it herself, but give it to her allies. But yeah, I like the way she was implemented. I would love to get a copy of her, but I can see why people may not be super stoked about it. But yeah, I still like it. You know, scrolls, I don't think they have to be in the game, but it would have been cool, I suppose. But yeah, that's the banner, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Good luck on your summons if you're summoning on this banner. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.